this is Lucky Robin, and tonight I am making French onion chicken. So for this recipe, you will need chicken, thyme, salt, pepper, onions, flour, beef broth, and thyme. So we're going to start by sprinkling some thyme onto the chickens. And this is boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You can use breast if you want. Okay. And salt, and pepper. Alright, and then I'm just going to go into a hot skillet. I've got it at 350 degrees. Which would be halfway between medium and medium high. And we're going to season the other side. You put the season side down first, and then the same as the other side. Start with some thyme. And you can use the leafy thyme. I'd actually prefer to use the leafy thyme, but I'm out of the leafy thyme, so this is just the powdered thyme. Oh, I think I forgot on the ingredients to say that you needed cheese. Traditionally Gruyere or Swiss cheese. We can't use Swiss because of my daughter's issues digesting Swiss, and we can't use Gruyere because they didn't have any at the store, so we are actually using Muenster, which is close enough. So this is going to need to cook. I'm going to put a lid on this and cook it for about 5 minutes. And we'll come back when it's time to turn it over. Okay, it's been 5 minutes, so we are going to turn the chicken over. Sorry about that, cleaning up the camera. And I have switched out my tongs because you never use the same tongs on raw chicken as you do on chicken that you're cooking because of cross-contamination. And I'm actually going to go and wash these ones off because one side of the chicken is cooked and one side is not. Do that one also. So we're going to set that for another 5 minutes. Okay, Google, set 5-minute timer.
Okay, 5 minutes. Starting.
Okay, now that our chicken is brown on both sides, we're going to remove it to a plate with paper towels on it to drain some of the grease off it. And we will be cooking this more. Okay, so by putting the lid over it for the first half of the cooking, it generated some liquid that came out of the chicken, and we want to keep that because that's really good for the onions, to cook it in the onions. And we're going to add some butter. And wait for that to melt in. And if we hadn't put the lid on, the liquid would not have released from the chicken, probably. And you just would have oil in the bottom of your pan, which is okay if you want to do it that way. But I think by releasing some of the juices from the chicken this way, it just adds to the flavor. Okay, so we are going to add in some onions now. We need about 1 to 1.5. Onions. These will cook down quite a bit. I have to go wash my hands because I cannot leave onions on my hands ever since I cut up all that garlic and burned my fingertips. So that's going to cook for, we're going to want it to cook until it caramelizes. Alright, it's been 5 minutes and they're starting to brown. Give it a good stir around. And continue until it's well caramelized. This may take 15 minutes. Alright, so it's been another 5 minutes. I'm just going to stir these some more. They're getting quite a bit more browning on them, but I want to see a lot more of this right here. So we'll go for another 5 minutes. Like I said, it probably is going to take the total 15. Alright, so this is the caramelization we want to see. And now we're going to add in our flour. This is 2 tablespoons of flour. And now I'm going to put in our broth. I've got 1 jar of beef and onion broth, homemade. This is a pint. And then I have, you're supposed to have another cup, but I only have 12 ounces in the smaller size, so this is just straight beef broth. So it's a little more than I typically use, but I don't have any half pints, like I said. And I'm going to add some thyme to this. probably about 1/8 of a teaspoon. If I had whole leaf, I'd probably be using 1/4 of a teaspoon. And we're gonna put the chicken back in. And we're going to put the lid on and we're going to let this simmer for 10 minutes. Alright, it's been 10 minutes. Ooh, and that's hot. So we're going to turn the chicken over. It smells really good. Now we're going to let it go for another 10 minutes, making it a total of 20 minutes simmering, because if you don't cook the gravy or the flour for 20 minutes, you will taste it still. You need at least 20 minutes when you're making this kind of thing or gravy to cook the flour taste out. Okay, Google, set 10-minute timer.
Okay, 10 minutes. Starting.
Alright. So I checked the temperature and the chicken is done. Then we're going to take our cheese and put it over each piece of chicken. As I said, or at least as I think I said, I'm using Muenster. Because they didn't have Gruyere and my daughter can't process Swiss. And it should take another minute or so to melt, and it'll be finished. Alright, the cheese is melted down. I'm just going to ladle some of the sauce in. See if I can find some onions down there. There we go. And this is what it looks like finished. If you have some garlic bread or some French bread, you could toast that and serve it with this, and it would be really French onion soup with chicken in it. But we're having baked potatoes tonight, so I didn't think we needed the extra carbs from the bread. So that is how it is, and I'll give it a taste test here in a moment. Okay, so we're going to give this a quick taste. So good. That was so good. I used a couple different recipes to create this. This broth is outstanding. It is just wonderful. So that is it. French onion chicken. Easy enough and really tasty.